Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is a bit of a sad one for me, I'm not going to lie. This is the final episode of the Budget Clubman. It's been surreal, it's been absolutely awesome. It's quite mad to think that I'm staring at it now. I hope you've seen the previous video. I hope you can appreciate that how it's been done, and it's not perfect, and I'll try and do the best I can with the paintwork. But what did we start with? I mean, you have got to remember what did we start with and the budget we've worked with. But yeah, it's a bit of an emotional one really, because I never thought that I would potentially get it done this quickly. Obviously things like lockdown have definitely helped. I've reduced my working hours and stuff like that, and you guys, out of anything, have pushed me, forced me by being so loyal to the channel, by being so loyal to the comments, to get me out here and to finish this car. So we are now at the point where the car is a painted shell, bar the bonnet, but let's not get too hung up on the bonnet not being painted yet. It will get painted, and the budget has been factored in for that. Where are we up to? So in the last episode I left you with a food for thought regarding the hours and the amount of money that I'd saved. So I hope you've gone away and thought about that, because that is the whole reason I've done this series, is that is the sort of saving you could have. You know, if you were just to get yourself somewhere to work, get yourself some tools, you could save that much money. So you could have maybe 3 minis or 4 minis, you know, and stuff like that. Or you could get them and sell them on and stuff like that. You can really make something of your motoring sort of love. So please take that away from that. Doesn't necessarily have to be replying to minis. Obviously that's my passion. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that sort of that fact. But you're all here for the final total. Did we do it? Did we not? So prep car, paint car, or prep car, prime car, paint car has all been ticked. 248 hours is what it took me to get to that point. And before I added any money on for the materials, that's where we were. So I feel like we need a bit of a drum roll. So let's update the board and see where we got. So my budget was £1,500 to restore or get to a painted stage of this car. That's your panels, including the £500 purchase price of the car, to get to what we've got today. I didn't do it. But this face doesn't feel or seem sad. I think that's quite impressive. So let's break it down a little bit further for you guys. I've written down some lists that I've been making of the prices. So the car was £500. A lot of people have argued you bought the cheapest Clubman in the UK. I listed it for sale on my Instagram page. It was for sale from a friend of mine. He said, could you help me try and sell it? We put it out there, and no one bid. I sort of thought in the pipeline dream, it'd be quite cool to have another Mini, and then I never really thought much of it. A couple of weeks went by and I thought, you know what, I wonder if I could have the other Mini. So this is how this series was born. So £500 bought the car. So thank you very much, Pete, for that. You could argue it was, you know, about the price, and you could argue about, you know, you could have bought one cheaper or more expensive. But at the end of the day, the car was an accident damage car front and back. It has taken a lot of time to get it to this point, and yeah, I can't knock it. So let's break down the prices. So we had £500 to buy the car. £784.86 is how much I spent on panels. So what have we bought? Right back at the beginning from John, we managed to get the rear valance, 2A panels, 2 sills. Perfect. That got us on the road. Facebook Marketplace managed to get 2 floor pans for 20 quid, £10 each, pattern floor pans. Not perfect, people comment I bodged the car. You're all entitled to your comments. I'm not going to start slating you for that. I'm not going to start calling you for that, because it's not a bodge, it's a repair panel. There's no way, any shape or form, that car is not strong because of it. It's just a repair panel, not for everyone, but we're on a budget, so it's been done this way. So £20 for those. So that left us really with the front end. Unfortunately, because it's a Clubman, I can only go heritage. So it did cost considerably more to even try and price up how much a heritage front end would be. Obviously we had the 8 panels from John, but I needed 2 wings, front panel, lower panel, and like I mentioned to you in that episode, there's quite a few panels that make up a Clubman front. I managed to find one from a project that had been abandoned. Again, I can't stress you enough, I've done it all the way through this series. Look about for your panels, really hunt around, because you will get them, you'll find them. And I managed to find that. One had a little dink on the side of it and stuff like that, but yeah, they were a lot cheaper. So that's where we got up to. So that was all the price for the panels. Now the price for the paint and primer came in together at £284. So that's what tipped us over to this stage here. So that's my paint, that's my bronze yellow, that's my high build primer, that's my thinners, that's my hardener, and all that sort of stuff, my panel wipe, everything to get it to the painted shell that you saw in the previous episode. That was from a local paint supplier, and I did say, like, obviously I bought a litre, or I think 1.5 litres to do the underside and the interior, and then I bought the rest to do that. So that's that whole figure in one. That's what's got us to this figure here. So I did say I'd total up as well a rough price of my materials as well that I've used, because some people have commented, well, you can't do it about the materials. No, I appreciate that, but in my eyes, if you're going to tackle this, consumables like that, you're going to have in your workshop, you're going to have to buy. But that being said, I've done that for the people that did want to know. So etch primers, weld through primers, seam sealers, what else have you got? Sandpapers, discs, just off the top of my head, they're the things I can think about. Welding gas, I've had to stop at my welding bottle once, but I can't take that into a fact because I've done the 89, we've done the Cooper, done work on my other Clubman, done work on other cars, so I can't really take the gas into that aspect. But as a rough ballpark figure, I've spent another £70 on my consumables. Now I shop around for my consumables. I go on eBay, I compare prices, I don't just buy the first thing I see. So to have that stuff, a few, 3 or 4 rattle cans I've got throughout the car, seam sealers and stuff like that. Like I mentioned, I do normally have them in stock, but I have sort of broke down the prices of what I've used. So you could say that I'm closer to the £1,600 mark if you were to put those into consideration. But for me, the main focus was to get the car panelled up, obviously bought, panelled up, painted, and that's the figure I got to. So comment below what you all think about that. Are you disappointed I've blown the budget? Do you think I could have done it cheaper? Do you think it's not the right way to go? Would you do this way? I get so many awesome emails and comments from all of you guys saying that you've inspired me to get on my car. I've now gone out and bought this. I'm shopping around for this. What do you think about that? That's why we do this. I can't stress enough. Me and James with Simpsons Classics, this is why we do this. It's to get you not necessarily into your minis, but get you into your cars, get you into that garage, get you away from the inside. Just build yourself something you're really proud of. Now the paintwork on the Clubman's nowhere near perfect. The fixtures make it look absolutely great. But it's not perfect. It's my first attempt. It was a learning curve to do the 89, and I'm going to flat back and wet sand the car, and we'll get it right, and we'll get it nicer, and it'll be a nice little usable car. That is my sole purpose. So I'm happy I've got to that. I don't feel particularly upset that I broke the budget. I tried so hard to stick to £1,500, but as soon as I got back from the paint shop, day before I started even thinking about, right, which day should we paint it? I was like, right, let's add these invoices up, and I'm sitting there going like that. I looked at my other half and I messaged James and sent him a screenshot of the calculator, and I'm just like, we blew it. We blew the budget. And not one person that I've told, in my personal life, I blew the budget, has gone, well, look what you've achieved for that. Make it what you will, comment below your thoughts, but for me, I'm quite proud of that. So for less than £1,600, you've got a painted shell. Now, for you guys that maybe don't like the Clubman, there's a few people that say I put the wrong Clubman front on it. You know who you are. I've also priced up the fact aspect if you were to do around those front end. So a normal mini city, mini 1000, mini Cooper, whatever you wanted to build. The cheapest budget front end I can possibly find, which is actually on eBay, is £220. So all of this figure, remember that. If I was to have bought a normal mini and done the exact same thing, the budget would have been £1,413.86. I made it harder for myself buying a Clubman. Make of that what you will. I'm happy I've got the Clubman. I'm glad it's cost me the extra £100 odd or £200 to get to a Clubman, because I love the Clubman for what it is. I'm just one of them fans of the Clubman, I guess. But yeah, make of that what you will. you could do it for a lot. You could actually do it for under £1,500 if you've got a similar state to shell, obviously, and stuff like that. So I wanted to leave you with that. That's the board. The Budget Clubman as a budget has now finished. So if you guys are all okay with it, and you obviously, I'm hoping that you all are, I am going to continue to document the car. I'm going to continue to show you what I'm doing with the car, bits and pieces that we're putting on it, what we're doing. I'm going to show you on the wet sanding side of it, hopefully. That's all going to be a new thing to me. We did a bit on the Midas, but not loads. It's not going to be a perfect car. When you see it, it shows. Please bear in mind the budget. Please bear in mind that I'm not a professional. I'm just one of those guys having a go. But yeah, I'm going to continue to document it. And that being said, let's go and have a look at the car, because I've actually done quite a bit to it already. So don't hate me for it, but after the paint, after the big build up of it and me stressing out over it, I just wanted I've had like a week of quiet days, and I've just been cleaning, painting, and I've started putting the car back together. So let's take a little wander around it and see what you think, and we'll regroup in a second. Right guys, let's start at the front of the car. So what have I been up to? I know those need to come off to put the other bumper on, but I'm still waiting to find a front bumper for the car. But here's my grille, my vision. I've had to just put it in place roughly for you guys. And a lot of people ask what happened to the badge that I repaired. Now I did mean to bring it back into the channel. I just was so hard on the paint stage, wanted to get it painted. I was so worried about it being bare metal and stuff like that. I really focused on just doing this in my spare time. I basically sat there at home in-house painting it. My other half helped me. It's not perfect, it's hand painted, but it fits the bill of this car so well in the respect that it's a budget car. The car was broken in every sort of consumable way, like it'd been hit front and back. The badge was bent, and to a point where I tried bending it back and it snapped. It's little things like that I think need to stay with this car. So okay, I've changed the grille to the style I like, but that had to stay with it. So there's the badge. I hope you can sort of appreciate that I quite like the fact it's a home done job. And moving on from around the rest of the car, I fitted, or me and my other half actually, we spent a few evenings out here and we fitted the wiring loom. So that's my painted little plate that you saw me paint. We've run the wiring loom back through the car, not connected up here yet. What we've done with the wiring loom, we got it out of the box, it came with the car, we've cleaned it all. So this is all the original grey tape. We've earmarked a few connectors that need to be sorted. There's no fuse box with the car, or there is, it's in the box and it's green and corroded. So we're going to sort that, but you can appreciate, I haven't really gone to town at all with the engine bay. It's really not the best finished, but I just wanted to be the right colour. So we've popped all the wiring down in there, sorry about that light, and we run it all the way along. So that's that. On the side of the car, we've mounted the doors, correct riv nuts for the door mirrors, and the screws are in place. Door rubbers are back in, we're going to fit the glass very soon, and I got a bit giddy. So the wiring's all in place and we've roughly put it where we want to put it. I'm playing with switches, again out of the box of stuff that came with the car and my spares. We're trying to work out what we have and haven't got. So everything's sort of run, gauges are in. I've got this really cool little rev counter, I'll show you guys, that I've had lying about. That might sit there like that because I think it looks quite cool, but again, it's it's a free-for-all now. We can see what we can do. So again, you can see the car. We've also run the wiring all into the boot, and yeah, got even more giddy and fitted some lights. So yeah, we're getting there. So all the wiring's run on that side. Everything electrical wise is, apart from like things like the horn, and obviously stuff to do with the engine is in the car, if you know what I mean. So I just need to connect stuff up, and yeah, we've done quite a bit. So the car is now back on axle stands, and the plan is to run the fuel and brake lines right underneath the car, fit the subframes, and start building it up really. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's come out. The bugs seem to love this car, so you've probably seen loads of black dots all over it. They're just covered in it. But yeah, we're getting there, and there's some light at the end of the tunnel. So my next point of call really is we're going to continue to clean up bits and bobs. We've got loads of spares kicking around, and we're going to it takes a long time because you're clean paint all the stuff. So right guys, I wanted to thank you once again for following this build. I hope you can appreciate where we're at to now. The car is in no sense of imagination obviously close to being finished, even on the paint stage. The car needs to be wet sanded. This has actually been filmed 4 days, 5 days possibly after the initial actual paint, so the paint is still a little bit soft, hence why I've not really fixed anything to the body, apart from the rear lights and stuff like that. But you know, maybe I shouldn't have done, but getting giddy. The whole car needs to be wet sand, and I'll mask off anything I've hit to the outside. For me, I really want to get the car watertight. I really want to get it back on its wheels. Even if we can't finish it for months to come, they're my goals for my next goal. You always got to have a goal, keep moving. But once again, thank you, from the bottom of my heart for following this build. I hope you get out there and get on with your builds, get yourself a project bought, and really just take some inspiration from this, in the sense that, okay, I've tinkered with cars over the years, I've played with bits and bobs on other cars, and really minis has been my thing. I have never ever done anything to this scale, ever. I'm being honest about that. I've welded up panels, I've done a few bits and pieces, but I've never done a car to this degree. I've never painted a car. I've never, this is going to be a nut and bolt restoration now, isn't it? I've never done that. So, and to set myself a challenge of £1,500 to do it in, I think was a tall ask, and I'm not at all surprised. Maybe I've gone over it a little bit, but £1,568.86 to get that. Come on, guys, it's got to be worth it, hasn't it? So, again, I'm just going to keep saying thank you. Thanks again for watching this. I'm going to continue to document it. We're going to continue to collect parts, or we're going to continue to build it in the background. It might be a few how-to videos. It might be me and James getting together, hopefully, once lockdowns finish. And obviously we have got the 89 still to do and build. A lot of people really are missing that car, and it will come back. It's just, if you put it into perspective of how different these builds are, buying that and getting it to this stage, obviously bar the grille and all the electrics, because that's not stuff part of the budget, but to get it to a painted shell has cost the same as getting to the 89 to the point where it is now. So just take that one away. It's a very different ball game depending on how cars are. So find yourself a good car and get on with it, and you'll enjoy it, and you can be very rewarded by it. But if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below what you think, what your thoughts are, let me know what you're getting up to, if you're going to go out and do this. And I hope to see you at some shows very soon. You might not see the Budget Clubman this year at any shows. My personal life's quite busy, but we will try, if we can get it finished, try and get it out and about. Yeah, we will try and get it out to you as soon as possible. If this video goes out and we haven't hit our 2,000 subscribers, please go and see our get 2,000 subscriber giveaway video. Chance to win some mini service vouchers and go towards your project. Catch you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.